Queen Elizabeth, as we all know, is considered the most popular Queen of England because she had a very good reign. This was because she was very wise and she knew how to treat people. But in her good reign, she had one peculiarity: she never married. There are many theories of why she never married, but some of these are: the first one is that she had female genitalia problems, so she couldn't procreate. The second one, that she was afraid to lose the power if she married. And the third one, of many others, is that loving her family was used to lead to disgrace and mischances, and this was because all the or most of the relationships in her family often ended in a bad way. The theory I believe is the most accurate one is the one that claims that loving her family often ended in death and disgrace, so she did not want it to make a wrong choice when choosing her husband. There are many arguments that support this theory, but I'm going to talk about 3. The first one I'm going to talk about includes the fact that Anne Boleyn, Elizabeth's mother, was beheaded by King Henry VIII when Elizabeth was only 3 years old. Another fact in this theory is when Catherine Howard, Elizabeth's stepmother, was also beheaded by King Henry VIII. Elizabeth's mother, Anne Boleyn, and also Elizabeth's stepmother, Catherine Howard, were both accused for adultery. This led them to the Tower to be executed, leaving poor Elizabeth affected by a trauma when she was 3 years old and when she was 8 years old. This resulted in her not having a mother, neither a stepmother, since she was very young. And as I said before, this, psychologically speaking, resulted in a trauma for her. Something that affected her development as a child while she was growing up. The second argument that supports this position is that Henry VIII's third wife, Jane Seymour, died 12 days after giving birth to Edward VI. Jane died of puerperal fever, which is a condition that only happens after giving birth and happens because of the modifications the mother suffers because of the delivery. Although this was not directly connected to Elizabeth, it's her father we are talking about, and also another episode of disgrace and when talking about love. In this scenario, another wife died short after she was married, and maybe this made Elizabeth thought that marriage was just bonded and joined to disgrace and mischances. Also joined to this argument is the fact that Mary I, Elizabeth's sister, suffered from love mischances also. Mary was deeply in love with her husband, Philip II, but he claimed that her marriage was only because of political issues, so this left Mary I heartbroken and she didn't want to know anything about love anymore. So again, this is another episode of Elizabeth thinking that marriage and love only leads to bad things. Finally, the third argument that supports this position embraces all the past arguments. Henry VIII, Elizabeth's father, taught many lessons to her, including that every love promise could end even after many years of marriage, or that you could be killed because of your love story, or also that you could be hated because of your appearance. If we recall, all of these were examples of Henry's past wives, and they all ended in a sad outcome and have a very sad ending. In conclusion, Elizabeth suffered from many traumas while growing up. First, including the beheading of her mother, Anne Boleyn, and also the beheading of her stepmother, Catherine Howard. She also grew up building an idea that love only led to disgrace and bad things, because of many of her father's wives suffered the love mischances. Some examples of these are the death of Jane Seymour, or the sad outcome of Elizabeth's sister, Mary I. At the end of the story, Elizabeth had a very gloomy and dark vision when talking about love. Maybe she even hated marriage. She, without a doubt, would not take the risk of marrying the wrong guy, because she was very aware of the dangers marriage had.